All right. Here we go. April 5th, 2019. Daily candle close. Right now we're looking at Bitcoin, USD, BitMEX chart. We're showing 6 minutes and 10 seconds before we close this candle out. This is so far a bullish candle. It would take quite a large move to make it bearish as of this moment. Yesterday we talked about the tweezer bottom over here with the last two candles. Today's candle pushing up past body height, almost twice as high. Not able to reach the wick height of yesterday. Yesterday's high was 50.85. Today's high so far 50.73. We are close to it. That being said, we're only right now painting 50.37. So we'll see how this shakes out for the remainder of the close for the next 5 minutes and 22 seconds. So let's see. Good morning, Snow. Always a pleasure to have you with us. All right, so let's scope out the daily moves for the day before we get into the actual painting of said candle. Currently, we're looking at the trading room price action scanner. We're showing Pundi BTC made a 38% move up, lost 40% of that move so far in the last 24 hours. 15 and 30 are cruising. 5 and the 1 hour are hesitant, and the 4, 6, 12 and daily are showing sideways, slightly bearish. So this could be a good example where we start creeping up on the lower time frames and start pushing the trend upward into the 4, 6, 12 and daily. So this is something we're definitely going to want to take a look at. I don't like BTC pairs with super low sets, so we might want to look at the ETH pair, see what's shaking there. So we can see ETH right here, not as strong of a trend when it comes to anything. 15 to 30 are not the same, sideways, slightly bullish, and you're actually pulling back right now on the 5. What we show here is a 33% move up with like a 53, 54% of that loss. So quite a difference between both pairs. We'll have to take a look at both and sort of see what's ranging from there. All right. Matthew, good morning. Sunny Sydney, that's fantastic. BCH Dash, all right, give it a second, Snow. Dario, hello, good morning. Coffee's hot. DGTX ETH. Okay, yep, we'll get to some charts in a momento. Just want to take a look at what's actually shaking for the day before we start cruising into some charts. Let's see, CDT up 4, 6, and 12. 33 up, 77 down. So 77 down to that 33 already. That's rough. It's hard to keep going with something like that. Blue Zell, all right, Blue Zell's looking good. 38 down, 23 up, firing on all cylinders, 30, and on the 6 and 12. So this is actually worth taking a sneak peek, seeing what's shaking there. IOST is still cruising. It was hitting levels earlier that were real nice. So we'll have to play around with this, see if it's still going to continue on. It was going up like 5% and then down like another 3%. So it was going up and then giving a little back. Let's see, IOTX looking pretty good. 15 move up, 36 down for the last 24 hours. Not bad at all. This is looking pretty good from the 1 to the 12. XRP had a pretty amazing move earlier. Looks like wasn't able to capture the 12 out of that move, but it does have the 4 and the 6, so that's not bad. That's also the USDT pair. So we got some stuff to look at, that's for sure. Let's see. This is Tron on the weekly. This was the move on the weekly side of things. Just looking at this earlier. That's the Huobi chart. Let's go back to our close here. We're a minute and 25 seconds away. So let's see what we actually get out of this thing. We are with our tweezer bottom and now this, you know, it's lined out as a new trend. So take that with a grain of salt. The 24-hour chart gives us the time period, but what happens over here, the white one, this is our 200-day moving average, and then the red one is our 350. So as far as moving averages go, you would be looking for a retest first of this 200 and then a push with resistance at the 350. So we'll see what we get as far as this candle is concerned and what this weekend will bring us. Overall, though, still a good picture. Still good moves up. Now, if we retest all the way down, the slate line down here, right, that's our 100. So that's a possibility as well. So pushing all the way back down to the 100. Now, we haven't messed around with the 100 in quite a while. Just on that false breakout right here. That was it. So it's been a good minute. All right, so we are 10 seconds away from the candle close. My favorite time of the day. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. That candle is wet with paint. Here's what we got. We opened at 49.10. We had a high of 50.73. Again, that was lower than the high yesterday at 50.85. So not by much, but still lower nonetheless. We hit a low of 48.85, which is far better than the low of yesterday at 47.80. So the low is real good. We closed it out at 50.40, which is up $130, and which is 2.65%. I don't know why I can't talk today, so bear with me on that, but that's fine. Let's pull up the 4 real quick. Let's just see what kind of trends we were looking at here. So that was the push from yesterday, and this was the rest of yesterday, and then this is kind of what's going in on the 4-hour chart for us, right? So the last 6 candles or so, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, coming down here. Good test. All right, so that's pretty good right there. That's our 21-day on the green line. Overall, not bad. Trending up. That's good. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Okay, so yeah, if anything, you got like a bit of an ascending triangle over here. Nothing too crazy. Overall, pretty small moves as far as candles are concerned. A lot of hesitation, like spinning top over here. Another spinning top right here. It's just indecision, right? Not really able to push it either way. Nobody's really completely in control, but nobody is running away with it in either direction. So it's sort of could range for a little while, or we could see a big pop, or at least an attempt for a big pop. So overall, not bad. Let's check out the hourly chart here and see what we got going on. Yeah, I mean, you got a little bit of a trend here, and then the push down. So you had a channel up, right? You had the rising wedge up, and then now you're coming back down again, creating this high, and then not able to maintain a higher high. You do have the low that is a higher low, so that's okay. If this thing works its way up without any dramatic moves to the south side, then you're probably painting a candle that's a higher high, and then there you have it. We would have a trend. All right, this is kind of forming a little bit of an ABCD. We could take a look at that real quick. Let's just say, oh, well, I didn't want to do that, but that's all right. So if we did something like this, right, it'd actually be, oh, it's kind of like it already happened. Yeah. It would have to be up here now. Like, in this ballpark. Somewhere in that ballpark. So I'd be looking at like 54, give or take. Be higher than our last. So we'll see. We'll see how that all shakes out. All right, so let's see. BCH. All right, BCH, ABC, USD. Let's see what we got here. Did we not do a chart for this? We did. We absolutely did. This is hit BTC. So let's see here. First off, let's get off the hourly. Let's put it back onto the daily. There's our chart. Okay, so BCH coming up. So we had our nice channel break up course, obviously right here. Nothing has changed as far as I'm concerned. This zone here, I still feel like we're coming back and we're testing these levels in this ballpark. So somewhere in that ballpark, I know it's a huge range, but on the low end, 196. On the high end, 233. But nothing, my opinion has not changed. I still think we're coming back down to do some things over here. So if we do that, yesterday's candle was a bullish candle, although it did trade far lower than the day prior. Pushing back down now, currently very little, so nothing to get worked up about, just 50 cents down. But still, even if it's just, say, a very violent push down, and then a wick, totally cool with that. So somewhere in the zone, I say we come back, we retest this channel line over here. Now, I don't know why things look a little... They're looking a little strange here. This is not correct. It's not where I left it. That would be more correct-ish, I guess. Yeah. So something happened here. Not sure what. There we go. That lines up a little bit better with what I had over here as far as that zone concerned. I have it pushed, taken quite a while to get over here just for confluence in testing this this channel up at the same time, the breakout of the channel. That may or may not happen, but it would take a significant move to push it all the way down. If it did, though, that'd be great. Be sitting somewhere around 189. Now, of course, if it did it today, I mean, you'd be looking at a pretty catastrophic drop, but somewhere in the 180 zone. But yeah, so that's what I got for BCH. All right, let's see. Dash USD. Dash. Let's see. Polo? No. I gotta write this down because I hate just rifling through the wrong charts. All right, so here's what we got. This is Dash USDT on Trex. Originally, we pushed out of this double range zone, lower range, upper range, came up, ascending triangle, or a bit of a symmetrical triangle, pushed up, out, came back for the retest, went sideways for a little bit, came back, retested trend, found support on trend. Since then, we've been pushing up. So, first target was this little 18% target. That hit the 382 on the global side. 5 would have been the next target. We hit that the other day. And then it looks like we hit the 618. Came close to testing this horizontal. Let's see how accurate the horizontal is. Yeah, I mean, it's good. I guess if we threw the horizontal on the swing low, the wick of the swing low, which would be right here, then that's what we tested coming up. So that's a good spot for rejection. No big deal with that. Overall, this is still looking healthy. Let's see what we got here. Try to pull RSI up. It's not working. Great. Let's see. Yeah, so we're starting to cap out here. Round out on the top side. Right, we broke through 87. So pretty good. It could certainly be due for a pullback. Let's take a better look at it. We did get a fairly good pullback already after the rejection here. Now, when it came down, it didn't really come down to any sort of level. It just sort of came down right here, which... okay, so that coincides with the push down with the first retrace off the dump. All right, that makes sense. That's fine. So a fairly good move, but still it should have came down a little bit lower. It's just sitting kind of on the wick right there. Overall, though, it's still good. If we do get another drop down, and imagine actually retesting the 5, we might not get that opportunity. The next move here might be pushing up and over, and if that's the case, then our next target would more than likely be coming back 786, 886, right in this zone right here, probably this bottom area here. So right at the 786, somewhere around 150 ballpark area. So overall pretty good. Good candle yesterday, 6% candle, up 8.3. Overall, it's nice. On the larger scale, long-term trend, right? A break of that with no retest is not good. I mean, I usually like to see that thing come back. Yesterday's candle has, other things in store. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. We do like that, so we'll see. Let me see what the moving averages look like on this one here. All right, so a good push off the 200. So 200 day. Let's see. Yeah, that's strange. We didn't even get resistance over here. Found support. We didn't really get much resistance. So not much happened on the 200 day. Big push up. Came back up again. Tested new levels or old levels. Found rejection. Now starting to push back up again. Next target move MA wise is right back to the 1. So full retracement back from the drop. And that's about 179. So this ballpark area right here. We do have support on all MAs right now except the 350. So basically 200 and under are all good. We just crossed the 8 and the 200, and we just crossed the 13. So 13 and 200. The big one is 55. We crossed the 55 with the 200, then you're looking at some good stuff. Lagging indicators, which could mean that, this is when things actually change, and this is when we start getting the indication for it. All right, so let's see what else we got here. DGTX. Oh, ETH. All right, hold on. Hold your horses. All right. So, Digitex Futures Ethereum on HitBTC. All right. Well, let's start putting some stuff on here. Let's see what we got. Let's head over to the weekly chart. Let's get some horizontals. This thing don't have much history to it. Not at all. All right. So, not a whole hell of a lot to look at here. We got one level stopped out to the top side. Come down in a new level down low. That's good. Not too much to look at here, really. Yeah. Up, failure, rejection, come down, support, push up, fail, push back up again. Level's all right. Push back down, a little pullback. Yeah, no, I mean, that's it. Ain't much happening on this one. So let's see what we got. Daily chart. All right, so volume, massive volume decline while price increases. That's always a bearish sign. Something like this. Very little interest in the price doing what it's doing. All right, so we should have actually seen a lot more rejection than what we saw. This is just like a pullback. This should be like massive divergence here. So on the downside. So price up, volume down. This thing should have came like all the way back down to here. Instead, it's making new highs. So it's interesting. So it's got a whole different thought process than every other coin, but that's all right. No problem with that. Push up over here. All right, so let's get this over here. Okay, something like that. So full retrace. Pretty good overall, not bad. No extensions hit. 1618 would be very close to listing top. I don't take that top candle because I don't do listing candles unless they seem to make sense, and nothing's telling me that that would make any sense. So I'm not worried about that. Would like to measure this right here, this pullback move, and see what we got going on there. Alright, so as far as that move was concerned, push up came down just in between the 50 and the 618. So again, not respecting any sort of TA. This thing just does its own thing. It's kind of annoying. It did respect its structure highs, so that's good right here. So at least some respect. No respect for the actual levels. Let's see what we got here. When it did find support, it found it on previous support. Yeah, so really not much doing with fibs here. This level's nothing. Yeah, that's wild. So, you know, no reason to confuse people. Just take it off. Don't work, it don't work. Not every coin respects them. So, in that case, we could do an ABCD, because we got one of those forming here. So it'd just be A, B, C, and D. Kind of be like a, sort of like a one. Come on, man. Something like a 1-6. Let's see. Looks like, yeah, just already tried it. Got the attempt for it, made it, and then failed after that. So, yeah, it's hard to say on this one. It's in an uptrend. That's about it. It's in an uptrend. Volume is terrible. There's not a lot of history on it. And it doesn't respect TA. So, there's that. Pattern wise, it looks like you're painting yourself a tiny little bit of a wedge, more of a triangle if anything else. So you'd be looking at something like coming down, something like that, something like that. Got this little zone in here. You can zoom in on the hourly, see if it's actually doing anything in here. I wonder if it respects indicators. Maybe. Alright, so overall the push up came down, consolidation, push back up again, failed, came down, a little more consolidation, same zone, push back up again, came back down, a little more consolidation, and then ripped down to this level on the hourly, came down to the 200, got a little retest here, found support, pushed up, same area of accumulation, right in that zone again. Drop back down, false break, ended up getting another little zone of accumulation, push up, and now another zone right back into this zone. So, that being said, on the hourly chart, this is kind of like your target area to get the hell out of. So if that's the case and you play at a range, then you say, all right, break down below and a retest, and you short, break up above and a retest, and you go long. That's it. Yeah, there's not much on this, but that's what I got, I guess. Overall, yeah, I mean overall it's okay. I like the 4-hour chart much better. At least it gives us a little indication here of a double top with the failed break. Break low, came up a higher low than previous low. Structure is good. Rolled back up. You got half of a bottom, half of a rolling bottom here. A little parabolic play. Push up with a little handle pull, and then off to the races. So if you were to call this a bull flag, although it wouldn't be the greatest one, this would be your pole. Flag would come down similar to this. Ballpark, of course. And then you'd be looking at a break on the upper channel over here, which it looks like it started to try to do. This might be too far out. Do something like that. Stick with the bodies, not the wicks. So something along those lines. This would be your breakout play. Breakout on the 4. Drop for a little bit of a retouch, retest. And then bang, you want to be off to the races on that. Can't do much for profit targets because it doesn't, it's not really respecting fibs. So it's sort of just, you know, look for a 1-to-1 off of this move here. You could probably do something like that. But I would have let that play out, get out of that range, and get past that, get past the flag. All right, let's see what we got. All right, so Dario, anyone think that we're over with the bear market? Are we still testing all things before we move up? We are nowhere near out of a bear market. Not even entertain the thought. Not at our current levels. We are so far away from what we would need. Let's see. Have anything on Phoenix? Probably not. All right, so just take a look at the weekly chart here, right? So weekly chart, this is Bitcoin Finex, right? Push this up a little. There we go. Okay. So, although it looks great, it really does, we are under a range level, which we ranged out for a few months in, right? Prior to 2 big drops. Well, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4 big retraces off of a massive dump. So for this thing to like be in a bull market, right, you gotta break, first you gotta break 6. Imagine you gotta break 8.3. Probably got to break 9.6, and for me, break maybe 11.5, and then we're cooking. Till then, this is as bare as it gets. You can still have an uptrend. You can have an uptrend. You can have a local uptrend. That's fine. But yeah, without that, I don't know what to tell you. It's a big no for me. But that's fine. You want to call bull? Call bull. I am not going to be calling bull anytime soon. In fact, I have no problem with coming up. Even to, now, I think on my other chart I got 72. So be like somewhere in this ballpark. Not that I want to scare anybody, but I charted this the other day, and it seems to make sense. But it'd be basically coming from your 31.21, right, all the way up, and then push it all the way down to about 29. 29 doesn't hold, right? Then the next stop would be something like 1921, 1910 in that zone. So you can see the levels over here. So like these levels right here, 1925. This is the big push up, come down, find support. Another big push up, come down, find support. So these levels right here are the ones that we were looking at for all the support zones in the 36s. But this level right here, so the big push up, the come down, the push back, and the retest, that's the level that I think makes the most sense. So this level is, this candle high was 3,003. This candle low was 29.80. So that to me would make the most sense. If you're going to go to 31.21, which doesn't make sense at all, then why not just finish the job and push into it? But this does a couple things, right? I mean, one, it pisses a lot of people off, but two, it gets liquidity back into the market for all of the big accounts that bought all of this. They bought all of this, right? So all of it. So from 31 to 33 to 35 to 36 to 37, layering orders all the way up to 4,000. The rest of that was probably momentum. So basically from 31 up, right? Just tons of orders coming in, and then they got no one to sell them to because ain't no one buying, right? So you push it all the way up here. Well, first you get back into 6, and that's just going to be monumental for most people, right? They'll come out of Tether, they'll still buy Bitcoin, they're back into the market. You creep into 7, and now people are like, all right, it's over, we're in, we're doing it. And once they do that, well, then they have the liquidity to sell. Now everything that they bought at 31, they could sell, between 7 and 65, ladder the orders down, which would bring momentum down, or momentum would come up. But that would really break a lot of people's hearts. So it'd be sell, hesitation, find support, lose it, drop into 29. 29, who knows? We could sit there for a freaking year, and then a quick dump down to 19 would solidify for me the move, right? This whole move from all-time high down, and then up. Comes down and goes up, comes down and goes up. No big deal. Now, this very well could maintain the course, push into these lower levels. We got to get past 5,800 after 58.6, 6 to 6.2, 6.2 to 6.4 to 6.6. All those zones are super important. Push past all of that junk, get into 7.2 area, right? Get a little profit taken, but find support again. Somewhere in the 7 zone, 6.8, 7, and then a good push up past 8. Then now we're talking. We got momentum up to 82. That's fantastic. Maybe a quick push down to retest a few levels, just still up in that upper ballpark range, and then swinging all the way back up, creeping past the 11. Now you're just pulling profits, right? So now, anytime you see like big selling like this right here, you're pulling profits, right? So this is, this is a bull market. This is a bull market, right? Bull. This is a bear market, which is fine. We're still very much in a bear market. However, look at the bull market here, right? You had a low down here of $893. You pushed it all the way up to $3,000. And then you came all the way back down to retest what? $1,829. It's quite a significant drop given the price difference, right? So now, again, you're all the way down here at $1,829. You push it all the way up to $5,000, and you come back down and you test $2,900, right? So that's why when you see these big dramatic moves like this, they're there for a reason. They all make sense in some light. So from 29 up, right, we got this big push up here. We ended up getting to, what is this, 78, so we'll call that 79. We came all the way down, let's try to see, get that to 54. So think about that, right? Think about going all the way up to a high of 7,900 and then coming all the way back down to 5,400 all within the same week. This is a weekly chart. That's one candle. It's one candle. All right. So some people want to call the bull run this candle right here. All right. This is the November 2017 candle. All right. So you had November, all in November, first week in December, second week in December, third week in December, bang, December 17th, you hit your all-time high, and you've been dumping ever since. Right. The bull run has been since down here. Okay. Not the whole thing. Clearly, you had to break a key level. Right. Now, if you broke this level here, right, anything past that is certainly considered a bull run for sure. Right. But picture this and then picture this. Right. So this, and I don't want to do the replication because I don't think, whatever, we're not going to get into that. But so from 13 to 15 was your bear market. Even though you're pushing up over here, you're still very much in a bear market. Right? Very much in a bear market. Now you made a high, okay? And you made a higher low. You failed for another, what, 4, 5, 6 months. And then you made another high. You broke that structure. This one right here. You broke that. And then you could say, okay, now we're starting to get into a bull run. So the unfortunate thing about a bull run and a bear market is you're so late. You think you're so late to the game by the time you actually recognize that this thing isn't coming all the way back down to test these levels down here. Right? That you feel like you missed out on everything. But the real thing is, like, let's say you were waiting on this confirmation. Right? You got that confirmation right here. Candle broke, over closed at $816. All right? So this would have been, that's your indication. Right? We'll call it 816, 806, whatever you want to call it, in that ballpark. So you feel like you missed out. You gained 3,183%. You didn't miss out, man. You didn't miss out. It's all good. That's what you got after confirmation. This. So think about that for a second. I mean, that's crazy. Now, if we look at what we're dealing with here, right, in our current setup, you're going to need to break a bunch of these levels. It's just the way it's going to have to be. So if we're calling this the all-time high, and we're calling this our local low, right, or bear market low, 3121 or thereabouts, right, you're going to need to make a significant move up, at least breaking levels before the drop, clearly, right? And then you're going to have some type of pullback, and then you're going to have another move up, which will give you, right, a trend. So at that point, you have a low, you have a high, you have a higher low, and then you have a higher high. Okay. And if you break significant levels while making that trend, well, then you're in much better shape to actually be in a bull trend. Otherwise, right, you can sneak this all the way up to right before, and what did you do? All you did was trap everybody in here. Everybody going long, and then you lick them all. You lick them all. Now you got liquidity, smash. And it comes all the way back down. So that's just something to think about. I think we got way off track there, but hey, you know, life happens. All right, let me take a look at chat real quick. Holy cow, you guys have been talking. All right, let's see. VCH ABC, we did it. Yup. Thank you. QLC BTC made a full retrace. Is the stream buffering for anybody else? Yeah, yes, the connection is a bit laggy, keeps buffering. Warren says hi. Long hair for poverty not seen since Great Depression? What? Why ADA refuses to correct? Futures exchange, 1 million users, waitlist opened in April. They pumped to get sheep on their exchange, just like BitMax. Saint, what up? CA Saint, no. Can you check Tron? All 2018 they were saying bottom, do larger coins, moving averages, I mean 100, 200, 2, just watching. Just watching because it's a lonely night. Thanks, Warren. Jeez. Alright, somebody asked for Tron, right? Tron USD. Alright. And what moving averages do I use? Mostly, well, I'll use an 8, 13, 21, 55, 100, 200, 350, and a 700. That's my typical simple moving averages. EMAs, generally, I'll play around with like a 7 EMA. I'll play around with a 2021 EMA. And I'll play around with like a 100 and a 200 EMA. Just see sort of where they're showing. I do like the 1010. I do like the 2020. Those are pretty good. I like the 720. Those are nice. So it depends on how that coin even reacts to those MAs, and you know, if they have any reaction to them, then okay. If they don't, then there's just no point in using them. So just like that DGTX, if it doesn't respect like fib levels, then there's no reason to put fib levels up there. You can put them up as targets, but if they don't respect them as far as price action is concerned, then you're going to give yourself some false targets. So Tron, the standard. Okay, Tron. Yep. Big drop down. Okay, W bottom, push up, ABCD. Came all the way back down, falling wedge. All right, so we broke the wedge and we broke range, so that's good. All right, so here was the wedge. We broke the wedge, right? We sort of went sideways a little bit. False breakout of range, new range popping in. Good support coming down on the 2208 zone. That's fantastic. Push back up. Massive push over here. I would imagine that this should be dialed into something, right? Let's see. It's not really even previous structure. I mean, maybe you could call these wicks over here, but nah, not really. Not a whole lot of history for that one spot. So you would think like some type of MA. We got to put on something with a little bit more history here. Tron. Who's got the history? Let's go Tron USD. Probably Trex. Ay, what the hell is this? Oh. Alright. Now we can at least look at something. What is this? Get out of here. Oh, what is going on here? Come on, you're killing me. Holy macaroni. Still not, interesting. Interesting. Alright, well, at least we cleared that thing. Whatever that was. Alright, so overall, with something with a little bit more history on it, and see if these levels make any sense. And yeah, they do. They're previous support levels on the big push down. This is Tron BTC. This is on Trex daily chart. So when we come down, right, and we find support legs, right, you got a support leg here, you got a support leg here. This whole thing was a ranged out support area, right, and that's exactly where we topped out right here on this move from yesterday. Okay, so that being said, right, we're sitting on the 350, right, for like the first time ever. So support, not a whole lot of history to give it any sort of super weight. So maybe we'll zoom into like the 4 hour or something. But levels that need to be broken for sure. you're going to have to come up to this level up here again. You're going to have to break through. A retest would be good. And then you just put yourself in this big massive range right here. So, welcome to the range club. If that's the case, you'd be looking at this. And then you're into range trading. So if you're into range trading, from here you long to top of range, and then you short, and then you long, and then you short, and then you long, and then you short until it's invalidated. Invalidated one way or the other, either to the south side and then you short, or to the north side and then you long. Outside of that, Tron is still very much pushing on the downward side of things. So, that being said, let's see what we got here. Say ballpark, something like this, just on the sharpened angle trend line down. You'd add a little bit of confluence coming down. 200 would be support if necessary. Back through trend. This push sideways on a trend flip is gross, but it is a flip nonetheless. So from resistance to support, pushed out, found support 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days in a row. Sideways up, false break into range. New ranged out bottom is sitting somewhere around the ballpark of 556. 556 rounded bottom, pushed up to a top, almost got stopped at the 55. No, not the 55. On the 100. From the 100 line down to about the 200. So you did a little MA ping pong over here. Although neither one got hit, they did get close, which is odd. You would think they would have at least gotten tested, but not so much. So you see that big clamp right here between the slate and the white, right? That's your 100. This is your 200. Now the red one is 350, but the red one doesn't have enough actual history for it to make a difference in anything we're actually looking at. So going on the 4-hour chart, you can see a push down out of range, a push back up to get back in, another push down, and then a retest and further downside. So this, to me, would be a clear sign of further down, right? Coming down, getting the retest of range, and pushing further down. So I would be looking at something further on the downside. Are you coming back to an actual retest of this trend? Certainly is possible. So you could be looking at pretty significant downs into like the 472 zone. It's current level. Let's see, current level down. Let's say we tested somewhere around here. Not 12%, really not too crazy. Alright, so RSI on the 4-hour doesn't really have anything good to say. Let's see what we got here. Almost a double bottom. Just about. Got a support line over here. You got a swing fail right here. And looks like you had a little bit of a channel over here that wasn't very well maintained through the middle part area here. So as far as, let's see what our 50 line looks like. So far as our 50 line for support resistance down, found resistance right here, came back. Looks like it tried once again, failed, couldn't make it. So yeah, I'm cool with this. Now, the one thing we do have on the 4-hour chart, we have volume down, right? Volume going down. Well, price is going down. So you got divergence on price action as far as volume is concerned. You do also have you're happy over here, but your double bottom's way the hell over here. Yeah, so I mean overall, it looks like further downside. That's what it looks like. If I were to do this, let's see, let's get out of here. Let's do this over here. Let's take this right here. No, not really. Not really. See if it was a false break, see if we had a channel, but I mean maybe a little bit. Not too much. Not too much. The 4-hour almost shows a cup and handle. Failed cup and handle. No handle. Yeah, that's about it. That's what it looks like for Tron. To me, it looks like further downside. It looks like range trading. Came back, retest, failed. Range is now resistance. Further downside. That's what I got. All right, so let's see. Wall banger. All right, so what do we got? EOS. EOS was doing good. Let's see. EOS 240. Oh, what is this? What is this? Got a little shark pattern going on here. Hold on one second. Time out, everybody. Time out. What do we got? Oh, that's brutal. That would have been a lot better. Jeez. Freaking wicks. Yeah, well, I mean, that's not really going to fly now, is it? Oh, man, who wants to see that? Right? Whoo, baby. Come down to the 141. 141 extension, X to A. Ho, jeez. But, before you get all angry about something like this, right, let's just finish. You don't want to just put that on here and then get angry about it, all right? So let's just say you get back your 382, you get back your 618, and then a 1618 extension, confluence with 382 global, and a good push up into our mega zone. All right, now, before anybody gets super scared, let's just get rid of that. All right, let's take a look at what we got here. Get out of here. Stop it. It's so laggy that when I hit a button, I'm already doing the next thing, and it doesn't want to compute. All right, anyway, so here's what we got for EOS BTC daily chart. I know it looks a little messy. Just bear with me for a second. Range zone area, we'd be looking at all the way up here, 12,333. Ballpark still had the 423 target set up from an earlier move. So we're looking at support lines, right? This is exactly this, like, pretend you didn't know it was EOS, and just look at the price action. Very, very, very similar, right, to Bitcoin, right? Well, like almost every chart is anyway, but if they got some history on it, then very similar looking, right? But, you know, not the same. But this is a good demonstration of what we need to do. So for Bitcoin, we are like right here, ballpark, right? Well, I mean, really, we came up, we failed again. We're like right here, right? We're still lower than the drop, right? But we're in this ballpark here. Thanks. So this is a really good example of what Bitcoin needs to do. A good push up back into previous historic range before the dump. Come back for a retest, and then a significant move up, breaking multiple levels. Okay? Broke all those levels on the way up. Come back down for a retest, a huge retest, all the way back to the range zone area, right before finding support, pushing up, swing failed to make a higher high on that next move. So that was the detriment right here. Oh, I guess I already drew it. That was the detriment to that move right there. So ended up painting you had a bit of a symmetrical triangle over here. Broke the triangle for a big push up, came all the way back down for a retest, and then starting to make new highs again. So this is a really good example of what needs to happen in, Bitcoin's case if you wanted to make that case. All right, so anyway, can we take a look? Can I shut up for 1 second so we could take a look at the chart? We got an A, B, C, D going on over here. This was our original move, right? So let's see. What did we do originally? We came, I guess, off of this bottom and the flip from the top. All right, so yeah, so the original pullback gave us our 618, 2618, 3618, 423 targets. With those, 16 has been hit for sure. 26 was hit, found support, came down, flipped the 26 from support to resistance, flipped it again to support, failed it again one more time, and then smashed through it. So after smashing through it, came all the way back down to retest it before it should be going back up to retest and flip 3618 in order to get to the 423. So volume, fantastic. 2 days ago, well, 3 days ago, and 4 days ago. So day 4 and 5 from trading today, really good volume, good pushes on those. Not able to maintain it though. Couldn't sustain the bigger move, which is a shame, but that's trading. So that being said, that big move up coming all the way back down here is really no big deal. Look at that line. I'm going to have to make this a little bit bigger because it's pretty significant. So look at this line here. Right? That's it. Followed that line so well on the actual retrace that look at where it came from. Look at this. From way down here on support, next major leg down, price reverses, right? Where did it drop? It dropped when it broke trend, right? That was the beginning of the drop. And now we're even respecting it still on current price action. Current price action right here. So when we crossed it bullish this time, right, we came right back and retested it. This is a daily chart, right? So you had this massive candle over here. You had a 9% candle pushing all the way up, pushing all the way right back down. I mean, nailed it perfectly. Another huge candle up. Next day, traded all the way up. Came all the way down through. Where did you find support? Right on it. Came all the way down. Right, this is a new channel line here, so don't mind that. Right, came all the way down. Found new support. Pushed back up, pushed back up. Now it's resistance, rejected once, rejected twice, pushed up, closed above, through it, came back down, tested through it, came back the next day, support, false break down, over here, another push as resistance, we're right back into it being resistance, good push up, didn't quite hit it, came back down, found support on historical levels, pushed all the way back up, smashed through it again, right, that's a body break. Body break right through. Another massive candle, 11% up. Right, 1, 2, third day. Came right back down to retest it. Okay, sideways again. A little push through it. Another push through it. Another massive candle up. Big wick. Push back down. Where'd you find support? Right back on it again. Alright. That's the power of trend lines. It's the power of trend lines. It's the power of having the right trend line. Having a trend line that makes sense. It may not always be the prettiest. It may not seem like it's correct. It may have to cut through a couple wicks or bodies. But if a trend is a trend, then it's a trend. And it will be respected. Now, all that nonsense being said, we do have our cross. Look at this. 100 over 200 cross right here. That's that slate white. Daily chart. We did have our golden cross, 55 over 200, way back on March 7th, so just about a month ago. So that's good. Our 350 is currently support. So this is okay, man. I don't mind EOS. I hate these huge wick candles. That's disgusting. But it is what it is. Sometimes it shows you where price is going to go next. In this case, that doesn't do us any favors. I would continue to ride trend up. I'm still looking for 11,763. All right, that's EOS. That's your EOS for you. What's my day job? I work a lot. Doesn't matter. The day job will be over in another couple weeks. What is it? Of course, my favorite coin. Which one? EOS. I don't really mess too much with fundamentals currently. So unless I'm looking for a longer term trade, something that I'm gonna have exclusively for 3, 6, 9, 12 months, then I don't really let the fundamentals bother me too much. Sort of just watch the price action and then just play the price action. Fundamentals are good in a bull market. They put a little bit more weight on coins that maybe wouldn't get a significant amount of attention. But in the bear market, even great news, if market sentiment is just down and just no one's interested in pumping it up. We've been in like an alt season for, what are we, like 8 or 9 weeks now? I mean, it's been pretty good. I did want to look at this NPXS, this Pundy real quick. See what we got here. Now, typically, I don't like low sat coins for trading on BTC. There's very little flexibility in between the sats, right? But on ETH, ETH is great for something like this because you got way more resolution in the price. All right, so interesting enough, we're still in range. Nothing interesting about that. But where it did pump up and get stopped out at perfectly was our 200-day. I mean, absolutely perfectly, right on the 200. All right, maybe not super perfectly, but I mean it's still 18 sats. But this is what I'm talking about. Look at the range of 18. 18 sats starts right here, and it goes. Look at this. Look at that. You see what I'm saying? 4% and you're still in 18 sets. Right? What are you supposed to do with that? How are you supposed to trade that? That's why you get coins that look like this. It's ridiculous. All right, but regardless, we're nothing's going on here. What I do want to see is NPXS on ETH. And now look at the resolution in the chart. Right? Look at all of your different entries and exits you can get in and out of this thing and still make that 4%, where you can't buy for 18 sats and sell for 18 sats and think that you're going to make 4%. It doesn't work that way. All right, 18 sats is 18 sats. So that being said, we are 1, 2, 3, go. Yeah, I mean, this isn't bad. Actually, I already had one of those, but all right. So let's do this. But I wanted to take this. Actually, I wanted to sort of drag that out somewhere in that zone, and I want to take this. So if we wick it, then it's a nice break. If we body it, let's see. Body's a good break. But see, I'm gonna do bodies on this one. I'm gonna do bodies on this one because we got good confluence with the wicks down. I don't know if that, maybe that doesn't make sense, but just take a look at it real quick. Now that was from a distance, so we'll tighten it up a little bit. And first we'll just get rid of these and actually put trend lines. All right, so let's grab a trend line. Let's do that. All right, so let's say on the body side. Oh, see. That's not great. Nope. Huh. Alright, well, let's see how that looks. No, still not good. Huh. It looked a lot better from further away. That's what I thought. Well, I mean, I guess, right? Body, body, body. Invalidate the first move. This is okay. If these reached up a little higher, I'd be happier with it. But this is all right for now. I'm not going to get hypercritical on it. Huh. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's all right. If we just look at what we're dealing with right now, then we're looking at an attempted break with a retest of this could very easily look exactly like this. So remember this and look at this. All right, remember this, rejection near the 200, rejection near the 200. All right, so really not much has changed between these two moves, except you've lost a ton of value in between. Overall, breakdown in the channel, not bad. Big push up. So the retrace itself, or the overall pullback, really doesn't look all too bad. This would be an extremely slow moving move here if you played this pullback, but you found support on the 618 right here. You attempted a 236 and lost it. So you came all the way back down. You started making this little range area, and then you dumped range right back to the 618. 618 came down to the 709. 709 held, pushed all the way back up to the 382, and now you're back down through the 5 in between the 618 and the 5 on our trend. So, you know, if you made this play, right, and you bought the 618, figuring it was going to do, you know, some type of ABCD where maybe it did this, and then it did this, and then it did this, and then it did this, like a 127, right? So this would be, I mean, this is, you know, and that never happened, right? So you got failed out right here. So when you do come up, you came up to the 669, not quite an 886, which would have been a lot better. And if this was a 786, although it's a 74, so overall, you kind of have very close to a bullish Gartley. So bullish Gartley would be X to A is your big move up, right? You come down, you should come down to a 618. It came to a 666. Now you could go body, but that's kind of cheating as far as I'm concerned. So 666, so it's loose, right? You push all the way up. It should be, I mean, some people will do between a 382 and an 886. And anything in between is valid, I guess you could say that. So we came up to the 669, which was also confluence and resistance of the 200 MA. You push down, what you want to get is an overall X to A 786, and you got that right here. You got a 74, which is close enough to a 786. That's fine. You should have, this should be a 127 extension, right? BC, coming down to your D target. And then on the XA, it could be anywhere from like a 127 to a 1414 to a 1618. It's a 167 because our 618 didn't quite get hit, right? 666. Not great. But all that being said, if that wasn't confusing enough, let's get rid of that. Profit targets on a bullish Gartley, X to D. And you're looking for a 382 first, and then a 618 next. And then you can go all the way up into the full retracement, 1618. Right? So the overall would be a 1618. Now, trading wise, most people will take the 382 because it's got a great strike rate, and then the 618 with like whatever they got left over. They'd be out of the trade right here. They'd be out of the 618, which didn't get hit, by the way. Didn't get hit. 382 got hit for sure. So as far as Gartleys are concerned, this one played out nicely. Now, it's not over yet either, right? You could hit the 382, come back, find support on trend, and come back to the 618 as the next target area. Because the 618 is so close to the 200, and the 200 has been, well, it's really support here, and then resistance. It's kind of like support. Well, it's kind of like a false break here. Resistance and resistance. So, you could almost, not that you would expect resistance, but some type of activity, some type of reaction. You got a reaction at 618. You might want to pull some profits right here in that ballpark. And then you look for either another pattern or continuation of trend. Right? So something along those lines. And of course, like everything, you can look at everything in a macro light too, right? So you can easily do this as well and take the ABCD out of it. In which case you'd have your X, your A, right, your B, right, and then your C, and with your D, right? So it'd be like 1, 3, something like that in that ballpark. So might as well put it at like structure levels, confluence with the retrace, right? So somewhere within that zone. So this whole area between D and 1618 is all certainly relevant trading. This whole zone right here is something to consider as far as resistance when we get there. So basically from this level over, something like this is definitely expected for a reaction. But this is target. You know what I mean? Now, as far as what we're looking at, right, coming off of this high, you know, all this is just another higher low, right? So, or another lower high. So you got your high, you got your low, you got a lower high, right? And then you would expect this to come down further for your lower low. If it's going the other way and it's correcting, then you got your low, your higher low, right? Swing fail on the lose, right? And then swing fail on the lose. So a double swing fail. Swing fail on the upside, swing fail on the downside, right? So then you draw that out and you wait for one of those to hit. So that would look something like this. Like swing fail on the up, swing fail on the low, right? I know it's probably hard to see because there's a lot happening on the screen right now, but that's sort of what you're looking at. So if that's the case, and you are looking at that, right, then you're looking at that break being a break of pattern. Break the pattern, come back, retest it, and shoot back up. All right? So that's Pundy. Let's see what time is it. 8 o'clock? All right. We'll do one more chart, and then we'll wrap it up for the night. I wonder if I should take profits on AI on... You missed what I guess I did. Sorry, Snow. Let's see. I have a sell order in at 607. I must be crazy. That sip sounded so good. What are you drinking? That is some fresh coffee, my friend. Fresh coffee. I'm going to do it again. Oh, it's so good. So good. Aeon. All right, so that's 2 for Aeon. Let's pull that up. Volume drop way down. Buy at support, sell at resistance. Why am I thinking it's going to break the resistance at the 200 MA? Well, it depends how many times it hit it before. Maybe it's getting weaker. Aeon. Are we doing Aeon BTC? Is that the plan? Is that the score? Is that what gets people all happy, scrappy hero puffs? Who knows? Who knows? All right, so it looks like we just looked at this yesterday, right? I believe so, maybe the day before. All right, so, yeah, first touch at 200, expect that 200 to do something. And it did. 1, 2, 3, 4 days of smashing. All right. Volume drop, price up. What does that tell you? bearish. Bearish, bearish, bearish. What is this? It's a symmetrical triangle. Symmetrical triangle after a good push up is actually a bull pennant. You have to take into consideration everything else you're looking at here. So as far as trend is concerned within our channel, and I might as well do the channel correctly. So something like that, and that. All right, and then we can get rid of these, clean it up a little bit, or at least try to, because it's a mess. All right, so with our channel, let's get. What do we have all this crap on here for? All right, there we go. Get rid of all that. All right, so let's do this. So here's what we got. RSI has made a higher high, so that's good. Expect that to come down a little bit, starting to curl a little bit. No big deal here. Double top on RSI right before it. So two things to look at. If you do have support, right, you'll find it right here for some type of continuation. Come down, find support, push back